Hello everyone. So today we'll be doing general math strategies and my name is Rafay Sohail. So for our first question, at Leo's lumberyard, an 8-foot long wooden pole costs $3. So at this rate, what is the cost in cents of a pole that is 16 inches long? So 8 foot is basically 8 into 12 inches and $3 equals to 300 cents. So each inch would be for 300 in divided by 8 into 12. So each inch would be 300 cents divided by 8 into 12. And we need to find out for 16-inch long pole. So 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are, 2 ones are, 2 six are, and 6 50s are 300. So option C is correct. Now in the figure below, vertex Q of square OPQR is on a circle with center O. If the area of the square is 8, what is the area of the circle? Now let's suppose if this is x, this is x. So in a square, all sides are equal. So area of a square equals to x square, and we know that the area of a square is 8. So x equals to under root 8. Now if you look closely, square, we have a right angle triangle over here, also a right angle triangle at this point. Both of these lengths are equal, and through Pythagoras theorem you can calculate this length. So we can have a figure like this. So this is x, this is x, this will be your OQ, this is your OQ. Now OQ square equals to x square plus x square. Now OQ square equals to x square equals to 8 plus 8. Now OQ square equals to 16. Hence OQ would be 4. So OQ is 4. Now what we need to find out, what is the area of the circle? Now we know that the length of OQ is 4. That is also the radius. Now area of a circle is pi r square. So pi into 4 raised to power 2 would be 16 pi. So the right option is C. Now in 1999, Diana reads 10 English books and 7 French books. So in 1999, so she reads 10 English books and 7 French books. And in 2000, she reads twice as many French books as English books. Now let's suppose she reads X English books, so she would be reading 2X French books. Now 60% of the books that she read during the 2 years were French. Now how many total books she read? So she read 17, 10 plus 7 is 17 plus 3X. And out of which how many were French? So 7 plus 2X were French, and that is 60% of the total books. So she have read 60% of the books, they were French. Now we just need to use our algebra. So 7 plus 2x equals to now 17 into 6 upon 10. So this would be 102. Divided by 10 is 10.2. So 10.2 minus 1.8x. Now this would be 2 minus 1.2 is 0.2x equals to 10 minus 2 minus 7 would be 3.2. So 10 minus 2 minus 7, 7 will go over here. 10 minus 2 minus 7 is 3.2. And 1.8x will go on the left side, and this would be 2x minus 1.8x. This will become 0.2x. So x equals to 3.2 multiplied by 2 divided by, multiplied by 10 divided by 2. So 3.2 divided by 0.2 would be 16. So x equals to 16. Now how many books did she read? Now she read during the 2 years of French. How many books did she read in 2000? So in 2000, the total books she read were 3x. So 3 into 16 equals to 48. So the correct answer is E. Now in writing all of the integers from 1 to 300, how many times is the digit 1 used? Now, this is quite a long question. Now, we need to use our intuition as well. So we can have 1 to 99. So how many numbers, how many times we are using 1? So from 1 to 10, it's 1 and 10. And from 11 to 20, this would be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 20 doesn't contain any 1. And from 21 to 99, we have 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91. So how many total times 1 is coming? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now in 11, 1 is coming twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So from 1 to 99, 20 times 1 is coming. Now from 100 to 199. Now we need to understand that there would be at least 100 ones. Why? Because 100, 101, 102. So 1 is coming at least 100 times. Now we can also have 110. So 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, and 120. And we can also have 121, 131, 141, 151, 161, 171, 181, and 191. So at least there are 100 ones, and we can have one more. So 1 and 111 will have 2 more ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So let's count again. So we will be having in 110 we have one more extra 1. So 1. So in 111 we have 2 more extra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. We also have 101. So in 101 we also have 1 extra 1. So again we have 20 ones, and we also have 100 ones. So we have from 100 to 191 we have 120 ones, and from 200 to 299. Now obviously in writing all of the integers from 1 to 300, we can also have this as 300, and we know that in 300 there is no 1. So how many ones there will be? There will be in from between 200 to 300. So we have 201, 210, and 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216, 217, 218, 219, and 221, 231, 241, 251, 261, 271, 281, and 291. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So from 1 to 99, we have 20. From 100 to 199, we have 120. And from 200 to 300, we again have 20. So total number of ones we'll be having would be 160. Question 5, in the figure below, if the radius of circle O is 10, so from O to B, this is 10, this distance is 10. What is the length of a diagonal AC of rectangle OABC? So whenever we have a rectangle, so both diagonals length are same. So if OB equals to 10, then AC will also be equal to 10. So the correct option is D. So it's not 160, it's 10. And the option is D. Now in the figure below, ABCD is a square and AED is an equilateral triangle. So this is equilateral triangle. So this length is all the three lengths would be equal. Now if AB equals to 2. Now, if AB equals to 2, then AD is also 2. What is the area of a shaded region? So what it will be the area of this square? So area of the square would be, so the length is 2. So 2 square equals to 4. And what will be the area of this triangle? So the area of a triangle equals to half into base into height. So we know that base is 2. Now what will be this height? Now this length is 2. Now if we are dividing this triangle into two equal parts, then this length would be 1. Now again, by using Pythagoras theorem, so 1 square plus x square equals to 2 square, we get x equals to under root 3, or 4 minus 1, x square equals to 4 minus 1, that we're going to equate x equals to under root 3. So this would be under root 3. 2 and 2 cancel, and we get the area of a triangle as under root 3. So what is the shaded region? So the total area is 4. We just subtract the area of a triangle, that is under root 3. So the correct option is E. Now if 5x plus 13 equals to 31, so 5x plus 13 equals to 31, what is the value of 5x plus 31? So 5x would be equal to 31 minus 13. So 5x equals to 18. Now, under root 5x plus 31, we know that 5x equals to 18. So 18 plus 31 equals to 49. So under root 49 is 7. Now, if a plus 2b equals to 14, 5a plus 4b equals to 16, what is the average of a and b? So we need to find out a plus b divided by 2. Now, if we add both of the equations, so a plus 2b equals to 14 and 5a plus 4b equals to 16. Now, if we add both of them, this would be 6a, this would be 6b, and this would be 14 plus 16 is 30. Now, we can say a plus b equals to 5. Now, if you divide both sides by 6, so 6a plus 6b equals to 30. If we divide both sides by 6, this would be a plus b equals to 5. Now, we need to find out a plus b divided by 2. Now, if we divide both sides by 2, 5 by 2 is 2.5. Now, in the figure below, equilateral triangle ABC is inscribed in a circle O, whose radius is 4. So the radius is 4. And this is an equilateral triangle having all sides equal. Now, altitude BD is extended until it intersects the circle at E. Now, what do you mean by altitude? Now, altitude is, so this length, when it intersect the base, it will going to create a 90-degree angle. So this is what altitude means. So altitude is whenever there is a triangle and there is this length, which is the altitude, whenever it intersects the base, it creates a 90-degree angle. Now we know that this side is 4. This length, we don't know this length. So this from O to B, this length is 4. And these all sides are equal. And it's an equilateral triangle. So in equilateral triangle, each angle is 60 degrees. Now if we create this line, these two lines, so we have this triangle, and we need to find out this length, D and E. We know that the total diameter would be 8. So from B to E, the total length would be 8. So we need to find out D and E. And we know that from O to B, this length is 4. And if we can calculate this length from O to D, then we can also calculate DE. Now from O to A, this length would be 4 because this is the radius. So we have this sort of a triangle and we need to find out this X. So we have this triangle over here. We need to find out this X. This is 4. And this angle, this total angle is 60. And we are dividing this total angle by half. So this angle, so this is one angle, this is one angle. Now, if you look closely, so we have made this diagram over here. So this total angles will be 360. So we have this angle, and this whole angle. So 360 divided by 2, 360 divided by 3 actually is 120. So we can say that this angle is 120, this angle is also 120, and this total angle is also 120. Now 120, if we divide 120 by 2, so we get this angle as 60. So again, so this angle would be 60. This is the length we need to find out. This is 4. So cos 60 equals to x upon 4. So cos 60 is adjacent upon hypotenuse. And we know that if this length is 2, this length is 1, and this length would be under root 3. And if this angle is 60, then cos 60 equals to 1 upon 2. So 1 upon 2 into 4 equals to x. So x equals to 2. Now we know that this length is 4, this x is 2, and this total length is 4. From B to E is 4. B to E is 8. So B to E equals to 8. This is your diameter. Now this will be equal to, 8 will be equal to 4 plus 2 plus DE. So DE plus 2 plus 4 would be 8. So DE equals to 8 minus 6, that is equal to 2. Hence option C is correct. Now in the figure below, 3 circles of radius 1 are tangent to one another. What is the area of the shaded region? So if we can make centers, so we can have this triangle over here. So we have a triangle. So this length is 1, this length is 1, this length would be 1, this length would be 1, because the radius equals to 1. So each side of a triangle is 2. Now we need to find out this shaded region. So first we need to find out the area of this triangle. So area of this triangle is half into base into height. So half base we know is 2. What will be this height? So if we divide this length by 1, again by using Pythagoras theorem, so this is your x. So x square plus 1 square equals to 2 square, or x square equals to 3, or x equals to under root 3. So h is under root 3. So 2 and 2 cancels out, and we get area of this triangle is under root 3. Now what will be the area of this segment of the circle? So again, if this is an equilateral triangle, so the angle of this triangle would be 60. This will also be 60. So what would be the area of this segment? The area of this segment would be, area of a circle is pi r square, but it's not the whole circle. So it's 60 divided by 360 into pi r square. Now how many circles, now how many different segments we have? So we have 3 segments having 60 degrees. So 3 into 60 over 360 into pi r square. So 60 ones are 60, 66 are 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are. So we have, and r is 1, so pi over 2. So area of this segment, the area of this segment, the area of this segment, and the area of this segment would be pi by 2. Again, why? Because the 60-degree segment area would be 60 divided by 360 into pi 1 square. And how many different segments we have? We have 3 different segments. So 1, 2, 3. So this would be 3 ones are 120, 6 ones are 6 twos are. So pi over 2. And the area of the total triangle was under root 3. So under root 3 minus pi by 2 would be the correct answer. Hence option D is correct. Now quantity A plus B and quantity A is A plus B and quantity B is C plus D. Now which one is greater? Now what will be this angle? Let's suppose X, this is X. So A plus B plus X should be equal to 180, and X would be equal to 180 minus A minus B. So X equals to 180 minus A minus B. And if we add X plus D, we should be getting 180. So X plus D, because a straight line, in a straight line, how many angles there are? 180 angles. So 180 minus A minus B equals to 180. 180, 180 cancels, and A plus B. So 180 minus B minus 180 minus A minus B, this is your X, plus your D should be equal to 180. So X plus D equals to 180. What's your X? 180 minus A minus B. So 180 minus A minus B plus D equals to 180. So what will be D equal to? So D would be 180, 180 will cancel out, and D would be equal to A plus B. Now D itself is equal to A plus B. So quantity B can be written as C plus A plus B, and all angles are positive. We know this. So all angles are positive. Hence, obviously, quantity B would be greater than quantity B, because quantity B itself contains A plus B, and it's A plus B plus C. So there's another positive number that is being added. So quantity B is greater than quantity A, hence option B is correct. Okay, so in a circle O, BC is greater than CD. So this length is greater than this length. Now let's suppose this angle is Y and this angle is Z. Now 100% Y angle would be greater than Z angle. Why? Because BC is greater than DC. Now whenever we have an opposite side that is greater, then the angle to that opposite side is also the largest. So if we have two sides, DC and BC is greater than DC, then angle Y would be greater than Z. This is 100% true. Now, Y, if this is X, then this angle will also be X. Now, Y plus X equals to 180. And if this angle is Y, then this angle will also be Y. So Z plus Y equals to 180. Now we know that Y is a higher number. Y is a higher number. So X would be a smaller number as compared to this Y. So let's make this, for having less confusion, let's make this as A. Well, let's do this question again. Now let's suppose this angle is A, this angle is Z. Now because BC is greater than DC, then 100% A is greater than C. A is greater than Z, because this length is larger than DC, so the opposite angle is greater as compared to Z. Now A plus X equals to 180, and if this angle is X, then this angle will also be X. If this angle is Y, then this angle will also be Y. So Z plus Y equals to 180. Now, as we know that A is greater than Z, then X would be smaller than Y. Let's suppose A is 130, then X would be 25 and 25. And let's suppose Z is 100, then Y would be 40 and 40. So X would be less than Y, and quantity Y would be greater than, or quantity B would be greater than quantity A. Hence option B is correct. The number of positive factors for 30. So how many factors of 30 we have? So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. We also have 6, 10, 15, and 30. So 30 divided by 1 is 30. It gives the whole number. 30 divided by 2, 30 divided by 3, 30 divided by 5, 30 divided by 6, and so on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 factors. So how many of them are odd? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of them are odd. And how many of them are even? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So both factors are So the number of odd positive factors and the number of even positive factors both are equal. Hence option C is correct. Now A and B represents the remainder when A is divided by B. So let's suppose if we have 13 and 10. So if we divide 13 by 10, what will be the remainder? So the remainder would be 3. So 13 divided by 10. So 13 ones are 10 and we get 3 as your remainder. This is your quotient. Now 10 raised to power 3 would be 1000 divided by 3 and 10 raised to power 5 would be 100,000 divided by 5. So we know, even without knowing that 10 raised to power 5 is 100,000, one thing for sure, that 10 raised to power 5, if divided by 5, will leave 0 remainder. Because 100 divided by 5 is 20, 1000 divided by 5 is 200. So whenever it is in a factor of tens, so if we divide it by 5, it doesn't leave any remainder. And one thing for sure, that 1000 divided by 3, there will be a certain remainder, because 1000 divided by 3, 1000 is an even number. So when even number is divided by 3, it will going to leave a certain remainder. It will going to leave a positive remainder. So quantity A would be greater than quantity B, because over here remainder equals to 0. If we divide 10 by 5, again it's 2. The remainder is 0. If we divide 100 by 5, remainder is 0. So 100 divided by 5 is 20. We have no remainder. So option A, so quantity A is greater than B, so option A is correct. Now C and D are positive integer, which C is less than D. So C is less than D and they are positive. So let's suppose we have C as 7 and we have D as 10. Now quantity A, C, D. So it means C divided by D, that's your quantity A. And quantity B would be D divided by C. Now C divided by D, this would be 7 divided by 10. So 10 over here is 7. So the quotient, the first quotient would be 0. And the remainder would actually be 7. So the numerator would actually be the remainder. So the remainder would actually be 7, or we can say C. So in this case, remainder equals to C. Now quantity B. Quantity B, so it's D over 7, or 10 divided by 7. So 10 over here, 7 over here, 7 ones are 7 and 3. Now the remainder can be 0 as well. Now let's suppose if D was 10 and C was 5. So 10 divided by 5, the remainder would be 0. So the remainder would be a number between, that would be either 0 or less than the numerator, or will be less than the numerator. So again, if I try to explain this, so if we have a number that is 10 and 7, so one thing for sure, that the remainder would be either 0 or it would be less than C, or 7. It would be less than 7. So remainder would be either 0 or it will be less than 7. So let's suppose, so 10 divided by 7, 7 ones are 7, so the remainder is 3. If this was 11, 7 ones are 7, so 11 minus 7 is 4, so the remainder is 4. If this was 12, remainder would be 5. But if this was 14, then the remainder would be 0. So the remainder can be 0, it can be 1 as well. So let's suppose 8 divided by 7, so 7 ones are 7, 1. Remainder can be 2, remainder can be 1, remainder can be 2, remainder can be 3, remainder can be 4, remainder can be 5. Remainder can also be 6. But it cannot be more than 6, because if it is as a whole number, it cannot be more than 6. Because if 14 is divided by 7, then the remainder that is left is 0. So if you for quantity A, the remainder would actually be C. Remainder would be C. And over here, remainder would be a number between, can be a number between 0 and less than C. So which quantity would be greater? So both of them are positive integers. So it's a number that is less than C but greater than 0 or 0. So quantity A would be greater than quantity B. Hence again option A is correct. So C is less than D. So we can have C as 7 and D as 10. So this can be written as C over D. This is quantity A. This is quantity B. This can be written as D over C. 7 over 10 or 10 divided by 7. So one thing for sure that the remainder would be 7 over here, because 7 divided by 10, so the quotient would be 0. And what is left? That is 7. And over here, the remainder would be 3. So the remainder can be 0, it can be 1, 2, 3, depending on the numerator. But it can never be more than 7, or it can never be 7 as well. So the number or the remainder is either 0 or less than 7. So again, option A is correct. Again, in the end, I would suggest you practice a lot so that you can get a perfect score.